Morning, everyone. I know it's a little later than usual, but we had a obligation we needed to do this morning, so we're here just an hour later. I figure we would prefer to be a little bit later versus not at all. I know that Shannon is on at noon, so we're going to see how the day plays out. And we'll see how far we get today. Let's go ahead and do our hellos for today. We have got Durbin, good morning. Christina, good morning. Kara, good morning. Linda, good morning. Let's see. Christina, I think I have that book. Not sure. Is it the book that came with a unique set of pencils that's made specifically? Yes. So this was a collaboration with Arteza and Maggie Enterrios and myself, actually. I don't talk about them as much because in the past I've gotten comments saying, hey, they're not available anymore. And yeah, they are not available anymore because they were a special event kind of run with it. So unfortunately you can't get these anymore, but those that do have it, it's a special kind of like exclusive little case of pencils. Here's the original. They sent me the image and then I colored it all in, scanned it in, got it all cleared up, and yeah, so this is the original for this. Honestly, this has been one of my favorite projects that I've been able to collaborate on, but usually has a place of honor on the wall. But yeah, all right, so let's see, announcements. Actually, first things first, let's see, Christina, Kara, Linda, and then there's Christina. Let's see, Dawn, hello. Let's see, try not to miss anyone. Hang on, hop down. Let's see, Mona, Kara, hello. Josephine, good morning. Let's see, Bella, Stella, good morning. Shannon isn't on at noon. Why am I thinking noon? What's today? Today's Wednesday, right? Hang on. No, you're not on at noon. That's Friday. You know, it'd be helpful is if I would look at the calendar that I specifically printed out so that I don't misspeak. Anyway, I'm a mess, guys. Don't listen to me. We're going to try and go for 2 hours today because no one's on. All right. Well, there's a little preview as to what my week's been like. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's see. We got Josephine, Shannon, hi Shannon. Kenny, hello. Let's see, Cece, good morning. Imperfect coloring perfectionist. I love that. Good afternoon. How are you? Let's see. Yeah, you have the sets. Awesome. Celeste, hello. It was so fun, Durbin. I loved it. Days of the week are hard this week. They really are. You're not at noon on Friday? Aren't you right after me? Hang on. Is my schedule wrong? Oh, no, it fell. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, got it. All right. Is this wrong? Or no, I have you at 1. That's what it is. I can't even understand my own schedule. I'm not going to say when anybody streams because it's wrong. Listen to Shannon. Oh boy, guys, it's been a really long week. It's been a really long week. 1 on Friday. Yep. Okay. See, I didn't even read my own schedule correctly. So moving on. Hi, B. How are you? Let's see. Yada. Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're just gonna deep breath. I do that quite frequently. You are on right now. That is what matters. Yes. Oh boy, guys, I swear more and more these days, like I think my brain has just like, it's arguing with its one brain cell and it's just not cooperating anymore. Like, thank God I married, man, because Steve puts up with a lot. Oh my gosh, yes it has. Well, you know what? We had a break in the rain. Like I heard on your stream yesterday, Shannon, that you guys are expecting rain, and I was like, oh man, are we getting rain? Because we just had it. And it looks like it's getting to be nighttime right now, which is how like cloudy and dark it is. But we are also going to have rain and such. So I got yard work done. It needed to be done real bad. Our lawn was looking really shaggy in comparison to the neighbors. So I got it done, and that was Monday, I think, and I was out there for like 3 hours. I am still sore and sunburned. I think that took everything out of me. break from prepping, either being blown or washed away. Both are likely. Oh, Yana, oh, I'm so sorry. Right? I didn't even think about that, Josephine, until because I was coloring a little bit this morning. This one is a lemon cake. These were part of the spring line last year for ILNP. And yeah, I love them. It's all speckly and whatnot. We've got a few colors of them, but let's see. Put your one brain cell, my one brain cell together, and we shall have two brain cells. We're on a roll. But like, I swear, like, I know that like there's a term called aphasia when you get migraines and headaches, and they have been, I swear, just running at full blast all week. And I think that's part of the reason, is that literally like my brain just cannot connect with what I want to say versus what comes out. And I'm just like, I told Steve yesterday, I'm like, I swear I'm intelligent, that I can, speak words and such. Very dark of you. I thought it was still nighttime when I woke up, right? Oh, I'm so sorry, Yana. Governor's already declared a state of emergency. Unless you're using your phone, do you still have electricity right now? Yeah, the weather is not helping at all. And to be perfectly frank, and feel free, oh wait, the music, it's super quiet. Feel free to anyone just be like, oh my God, why would she talk about that? It's the particular point in time in which all I want is chocolate cake, and the one brain cell that struggles to work even more. So, there's excuses. We're getting blown away. Oh no. Oh gosh, I hope you guys all stay safe. EF2 for tornadoes. That is crazy. Right, Shannon? It's not helpful. Like, doesn't it know that I have life? I was actually chuckling yesterday when you're like, what is it? You said like, my baby box is sabotaging me. I was like, oh yes. Also, we both like New Girl and feel exactly the same. Now I know it's your fault. I'm sorry. 12 inches of rain predicted over the next 4 days. Oh my gosh. I got this. This is the download for this month. It's called Wonder Wing Post. And so it is a little fairy post office. So if you are a member or an Instagram subscriber, this is available for download over on the community tab. So that is there. I don't know if we'll do a color along with it on stream. I didn't know. But good morning, Della. How are you? But that is definitely becoming part of the series of fairy houses that I want to do. I haven't decided what the next one's going to be. Will this eventually be in a book? If I ever get an offer, very possibly. I figure like it's so hard to break into the publishing world unless you know someone. And so I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And I'm going to keep drawing my pages and post to them. And if anyone colors them, I'll repost them or however else. But I'm here. Does that count, Della? But yeah, if a book ever does come to fruition, probably some of these will be available, because I do sometimes put these on Etsy afterwards, but only in a group. So those of you that are members or subscribers, you get them. But if you were to ever purchase them in the future, if I were to ever put them on, they come in a group set, because part of it is still making it in a way exclusive to members and subscribers, and obviously you guys get it early. Book is a snooze fest. Oh, which book are you reading? Need to basement, but doing. Oh, Yana, do you not have any help with you? Oh, I'm so sorry, hon. I wish I could be there. Oh my gosh. I love springtime because it's not super hot, but all of this weather is like bananas. BANANAS. Also, I lowered the camera just a skosh so we could get in a little bit closer. I was working on this a little bit, just kind of, I was warming up. Everyone is at work. Ah, gotcha. Oh, gosh. See, I feel like I'd be sad if I read that. I've never actually seen, well, to keep it off sensitive topics, but let's just say there were some movies that came out when I was younger, high school, whatever, that are about that. And there's ones that, like, I still refuse to see even as an adult. Like, it's so sad. It's so, so sad. Natalie, hello. Oh, so you can fall down. Honestly, I probably would. Yeah. I don't think I fell at all today, but I was cleaning up yesterday and like I picked something up And then I was also putting together some orders. And when I went to pick something up, I put my hand down on the desk and I knocked one of my sticker boxes upside down. And then when I reached down to go pick them up off the floor, like I knocked more. It was just, I was like, okay, well, see all the rain. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's very gray and cloudy out here right now, but yeah, it's supposed to open up. So let's see. Like I said, I started on this flower and we come back to that, but I want to do a couple things that we haven't done yet, which are these little blossoms. Now, if you scan the QR code that's in the book, and if you're following along, we have been using the Black Widow color pencils. If you scan the QR code that's in the book, it should come up. Just close the notifications here while I get the picture. It should come up with a picture that is, I'm going to grab it here. Okay, so it's great about this book is we've got the lime blossom and we've got the angel's trumpet, which is the color that we're using here. It's hard for you guys to see. It's gonna go, okay, kind of. Again, if you scan it, you'll be able to see it, but it's white with a little bit of green on the inside, and then we've got some darker green, which I assume is what eventually turns into the lime, and then you've got the little orange bits on the inside. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss it. If I missed anyone coming in, I apologize. Thank you. All right, so, all right, we're going to put that over there. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive in then. So we're going for a green, kind of light green. It is, yeah. So lime blossom, and angel's trumpet. The only things that, don't have like a QR code on the other side are the limes and the leaves. So, I mean, I just say go with your gut. You can look up a lime tree or the angel's trumpet and see what leaves are next to them. But, I mean, traditionally, the leaf doesn't have like brown or orange around it. So I'm just sort of making them up as I go along. But I did really like the contrast of the red with the green. Sounds away. Organize the ice cream. What ice cream? All right, so if we've got a little bit of green on it, but some white, we're definitely going to grab Poison, which is Monarch number 84. I don't know, do we have any whites out? We do have a white Prismacolor on hand, but we'll try to stick to, we're going to try to stick to these. So we've got Casper. Now, Casper and Snow are pretty close. Let's see, there we go. Are pretty close to being the same. Honestly, they kind of are. I mean, if they are different, it is literally negligible. It won't matter. So let's grab Snow. It's right here at the beginning, and this is from the light tone set. The reason why there might be some that are duplicate is because these all come as separate sets. So, for instance, Snow comes from the light tone set, and then Casper comes from the Black Widow set. Right? Less ice cream, less work. Works for me. All right. And then let's see. I'm just looking at the picture again real quick. Oh, I'm hearing thunder, I think. Unless I'm hearing like a plane, but sorry, I'm looking at the hourly forecast right now. Okay, it looks like it's mostly cloudy, which means we shouldn't lose electricity. But given where we're at and the lack of anyway, the point is, if I disappear all of a sudden, it's probably due to the weather. So we will color what we can today and get as far as we can and just hope that the weather holds out. All right, so we've got Poison. I feel like we need a little bit of a lighter green too. Ugh, I hate the name of this one, but I feel like it's the color that we need. We're going to grab Green Slime. Little Emily does not like slime at all. And so there was one time she was helping me put these away, and she was like, no, I hate this pencil. Okay, so Green Slime yesterday, but I was off work, so it got thrown in all willy-nilly. Oh, no. Yeah. Comes to ice cream, can make all kinds of my stomach. Or in Rockwell on spring. Oh, no. Wait, Rockwell. Where is Rockwell? Oh, I just hit the mic. Sorry. Okay, so we've got those greens. We already have washed purple. We're going to keep that out just a little bit. We'll have the orange little tips. So let's get Chestnut, which is number 68 from the Cobra set. Let's see, chestnut. Here we go. Chestnut, and then we're gonna get kind of a lighter orangey one. Let's get serpent, and that is from the dragon set number 130. Dragon. Let's see, that's light tone. See, I kind of like that the bottoms were different, because like now the dragon and the monarch one are dipped equally. So let's see, what did I say? I said serpent, and that is number 130 from the dragon set. Aztec gold. Probably gonna be over here, 130. There we are. Okay, so serpent, and then we'll use some of our greens, which we already have out. And let's grab yellow sand. That's Aztec gold. Yellow sand is number 63 from the scorpion set. Oh, look. Oh, somewhere. Love slime. I can't even tell you how many times well, see, we made it when we were younger, and then it literally grossed her out to where we had a strawberries incident with it, and we're like, all right, so that's a big negatory on that particular craft. And so now, even now, like, she sees it in the store, she's like, yeah, nah, I'm good. See, Nightbot's working somewhere. I'm glad it's working. I opened it up today. Oh, which reminds me, I was going to do a quick giveaway. I know I'd mentioned it before, and I didn't do it before. Let's see. Why is it saying? Okay. All right. So for those that were, oh my gosh, it chose Streamlabs because Streamlabs was active. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's hilarious. All right. So we're going to go ahead and roll for those that were here first thing this morning between now and when we got on. So we're going to roll and done. So we're going to add, what did I say last time? It was like 150 points. So we are going to add 150 to Dawn's. So, oh my gosh, I can't math. You know what? We're going to round it out because this is making it too hard to math. We're going to say 200. So 690. Okay, perfect. I know that was kind of quick and random, but I set it up like before I started. I'm telling you guys, like functioning. Can you really tell what pencil you used when you're pulling them out next time, or do you write them all? I don't put them away. I don't put them away. And I kind of remember like which ones we used for what, but yeah, nah, I used to like even like after stream, I would go and write, oh, yeah, I would go and like write them down after the stream, but it was so hard for me to remember to do that. It's just, I've have too many things going on and my brain's going 20 miles per hour. So yeah, they just be chilling. Ones that I used in the past, get a cup, but yeah, we won't talk about my lack of organizational skills. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Where is our wash? That's spider web. I have the special holder that Ev set that Renee's husband printed. I've got all of the things. I'm just, yeah, probably need to, honestly. Like it's, I mean, can we see? I moved the camera a bit. Here we go. So we got all those. Oop, there we go. All of those right back there. Let's see. We got that one. We've got that one. Oh, there's another one behind my head over here. Whoop, right there. We got that one. At least I keep them like grouped together and they're not all like some are mix and match. This one's, okay, in my defense, this one is Ergosofts and Arctics, but Ergosofts and Arctics, they look different. So we're just gonna go color now. different methods work to make sure I don't use the wrong pencils next time. Well, when it comes to like recoloring like a flower or something, no, I don't necessarily remember. Sometimes I make a mistake. If I wrote them down, I probably wouldn't, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think about it, and I'm a little bit lazy. So, yeah, we need another putty noise strip, right? Finally, coloring too, and I'm ready to start. I'll write the pencils down on my notebook. Sweet. All right, Josephine. I used to write the pencils down on a sticky note, put it on the page, but I don't do that anymore. Yeah, I'm just not organized enough, you guys. I am what I am. That being said, I will have things pretty much put away because my parents are coming to visit, which reminds me, they put their pencils up while working on a page. That's the thing, is I definitely don't put them away while working on a page because I know I'm going to need them again. Unless like I'm working on a different section and I'm starting something like new on it. Like I finished a background and I won't need those anymore and I'm starting on a new section. All right, so green slime is what we're going to start with. But yeah, so my parents are coming to visit and it's going to be, excuse me, they will be here next week. So I'm actually going to take some time off because I really want to be present for said stream. So we're going to stream today and we're going to stream Friday, but then I won't be back until the 18th. I'll keep an eye on the calendar that I have because those are just our normally scheduled days. So if I go ahead and like end up being, okay, well, I haven't streamed, but they're gone now. So, if I pop up earlier, I'll let you guys know. But as of now, we're going to be skipping 3 streams. What's for Bandit pages? I don't remember which. That's the thing, is sometimes I think about pages I want to read, like I want to finish, but I don't remember what I use. So sometimes it's like too overwhelming. But yeah, I wanted to let you guys know ahead of time so you didn't feel like I completely abandoned you. I know it's kind of disappointing sometimes if you're looking forward to something and then it just out of the blue doesn't happen. But they last time they visited, I did go ahead and stream, but I really just want to be present for this one. So I'm going to take the time, spend time, hang out. We got some fun stuff planned for them while we're here and really just enjoy the time with them. So it'll be nice. They'll be here for a little bit and the kids will really get to enjoy the time. So yeah, Easter week, which that's coming up. I got to do Easter baskets for the kids. I haven't even got that far yet. Thanks. Assorted animal charm. Nice. Yeah, so that's the other thing is I have not gotten caught up yet. And no one is surprised. I'm using poison right now, by the way. But, not in a dangerous way. Speaking of poison, weird way to start a sentence. More specifically, poison apples. Did anybody end up seeing the Snow White movie? Hi, Marilyn. I haven't. But oh boy, has the internet been filled with opinions on it. Each section of the page must takes the fun, but it comes in handy when I know something. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. And hi, Books Plus. How are you? Because yeah, I've been hearing people are not thrilled. I'm like, oh, okay, so this isn't one we're gonna want to go see in theaters. But the new Minecraft movie. This is green slime, by the way. The new Minecraft movie. Yeah, I heard about all the negative stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think that it was necessary. I would love it more. I'm just using the white. I'm just kind of smoothing things out. It's not going to do much. Lightens the lines just a little bit. I would love some more original things because they were saying that like one of the reasons that it kind of is people are getting, what is it? Remake fatigue, I think they called it. And it's just like, we don't want any more remakes. And in fact, I saw somebody, they made a good point as far as like inclusivity. Not necessarily for, kind of how they changed Snow White a bit, but for the fact that Dopey in the cartoons never spoke. And somebody was saying how, like Dopey is one of the few like famous characters that represented someone who was mute. And then they changed that and made him talk. And they were like, that kind of like... Yeah, I think it just... Oh, I'm so glad. I heard it's more modern approach to Princess Rescue. I'm not as thrilled as the cartoon Snow White was my favorite princess. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, the Minecraft movie is coming out this weekend, so I think we're gonna try and get the kids to go see that. Probably not till Saturday, but they are excited about it. I've tried not to watch any like videos. We're using Washed Purple, by the way. I've tried not to watch like any videos of what people think it's gonna be like or whatever else because our family loves Minecraft so much. I don't want any outside influence kind of ruining it for us. I wanna go and watch it without any preconceived notions. So I'm trying to do my best to like avoid spoilers of any kind. Let's see. Let's grab olive green, which is this one here. Where is that? There's the sharpener. Hi, Audrey. How are you? Listening and cooking as per usual. I approve. What you cooking? Don't plan on watching it. Yeah. Oh, we did, on another note, we got a new kind of feeder for our older kitty. I know I mentioned that we got the water fountain per the vet's instructions. Let's see. Let's also grab opal green. The new water fountain per the vet's instructions. But we have been trying to figure out a way where she can be more independent with her food. Is supposedly, yeah. Well, I mean, there's the right way to do it, but I think it just had too many things against it. All right, let's go ahead and do opal green just a little bit. But we also got a new feeder for her so that she can hopefully, you know, rather than having to stay on a timer, because although on our last visit, the vet was saying like, well, she's putting on a few extra pounds, we should probably feed her a little less frequently because normally she gets fed 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 9. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it's small amounts because we were having an issue with her eating too much too fast. We're just using opal green to get a little bit of darkness in here. But anyway, at her most recent vet visit, they're like, oh, well, she's starting to, you know, lose weight now. And given her age, we want to be, you know, watch her weight carefully and make sure everything's still going. So we're trying to train her to free eat, that she doesn't necessarily need to wait on a timer to eat anymore. So we got this food dispenser. You know, it's downstairs, but it's... why don't I have any sticky notes over here? Anyway, imagine, you know, like a regular granary with like, you know, a box where it deposits your food at certain times. But then the bowl, there's walls on the side to keep the other cats from going in. And then also a lid that lifts when she walks across the plate because she wears a collar that has like a little chip reader in it, and it activates it, opens it so she can eat, and then we can set the time about how quickly we want the lid to close. So it's been really nice. So now we're just trying to train her that like, hey, this is something you can eat this, you can experience it. Mince and Teddy's ground beef, carrots, onions, peas. Ooh, that sounds delicious. It almost sounds like it, or yeah, it sounds like a meatloaf. Let's see. Oh, did Brooke come in? Why did I miss Brooke's name? Well, I apologize if I missed you, Brooke. Turned 18. Aw, yeah, a little bit. It's fancy. It's got these little walls, and the other cats are definitely trying to figure it out. And then we're also, let's see, let's grab the yellow that we intended. We are also going to set up a camera because the whole plan of this is to, let's see, that was the yellow sand. Let's get a little bit of this serpent. Because we usually, in the summertime, we take a trip, and she's so old, and kind of the way that she works, she can't really be unsupervised for long periods of time. You know, we're going to do a little bit darker green back here. And so we were looking at the fact that I was probably going to need to stay because she's just been struggling so much. But I was talking with a friend of mine, and they are willing to come and house sit. Like, I didn't want to just have anybody over because she's got particular needs and everything, and I didn't want to put that on anyone, but we had a conversation when they were over the other day, and so they are willing to check in on her. But last time we went, let's get that washed purple again. Last time we went, we kept her here in the office because she has specific food needs, and she is nice enough that she will let the other cats just like eat her food. So we had to set her up here in the office so that she could have her own food, water, litter box, all that. And then the person we had watching them would come in, spend time with her, pet her, you know, make sure she's got everything she needs, and then off. But then that means for a week she was separated from the other cats and everything. But it's like at the time we couldn't figure out what else to do. And then technology has grown a little bit, and I found these feeders, and I'm like, oh, okay, this could work. Let's see. It did. Well, you got the animal one, right? So anyway, with this new food feeder thing, she can just be free in the house. We just have to train her to use it, because right now she still wants us to bring her to it, which she doesn't. She requires us to pick her up and carry her to the food, no matter if she is like 5 feet away or 20 feet away. She's like, I cannot move my old lady legs, even though she's fine. That being said, she does have arthritis, and the vet started her on some new medicine, so we're hoping she'll get to see some relief from that soon. All right, we're gonna do serpent. But anyway, so we'll have a little camera set up for her that we can keep an eye on her for whenever the trip happens. It's not happening for a few months. The leopard or cheetah one. Did it give you an option to put in the animal that you wanted? Let me double check. Let's see. Ah, perfect. Okay. It's down on the shelf right now, but if for whatever reason that one's not available, I will let you know which one. But anyway, so we got it early so that she can get used to it, and hopefully this will work a little bit better for her. Plus these feeders and this water fountain, they're really cool. There's an app that goes along with it, so it lets me know, you know, whether or not they've eaten or how much they've eaten or drank or whatever. It's very, very like Back to the Future Jetsons style. I'd have to say Back to the Future 2, actually, wouldn't I? Let's see, let's do a little bit of the apple. But yeah, so we've got high hopes for that, but it's the gadget is really neat. But we're also, like I said, let's see, let's do apple here. We're going to have a little camera set up pointed at her food so that whenever we go, we can keep an eye on her and make sure that she's still eating regularly. So yay for technology, and that means we could possibly all go on a family vacation together, which would be nice. We don't know when it's going to be, but we knew we needed to plan ahead for it. Okay, let's get, what do we have for grays out here? Let's actually get cobblestone. I like cobblestone. No worries. Well, sometimes we do giveaways as well. All right, cobblestone, not just the ones in the morning, which if I ever forget that, you guys let me know, because that is something. Oh my gosh, you guys, I about had a heart attack. I opened this up. Sounds good, Dawn. Thanks for being here. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw something move across the lid. It's a pencil lead tip. But I just saw something skittering across, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? I don't do bugs, guys. I just don't. And that scared the crud out of me. Oh boy, I am clearly on point. What were we doing? Cobblestone? I got distracted by the non-existent bug. Okay, so cobblestone is dragon 153. Not even a spider, just something skitter. You know, spiders actually don't bother me all that much. And I think part of that is because I grew up in Oregon, where spiders are abounds everywhere. What's that? I didn't hear a snap. Must have happened in the cave. But yeah, I wouldn't have even been worried if it was a spider. I don't know. There's too many bugs in Texas. There's just too many. I don't bug well. The funny thing is, you know, as the kids, they've grown up in Texas. They haven't spent all that much time in Oregon, and there was a little spider that was in the sink in the downstairs bathroom. Was it yesterday? So we're going to do the cobblestone. And little Emily went in to use that, and I was like, what is the commotion? And she comes out, and she's just like, let's see, you can see this is super bright now because the sun's actually coming out, but she was just like, I was like, what's the matter? She's like, there's a spider in the bathroom. I'm like, well, how big are we talking here, kiddo? It was funny. And then Steve took care of said spider. Because as much as spiders don't bother me, I also just dislike squishing bugs. It grosses me out. So I may not be afraid of them, but I also am grossed out by them. So yeah. Yeah, I don't do bugs. Me and bugs, we don't hang out all that much. We have issues. All right, well, those are pretty simple. I mean, it's hard to like kind of just plain blossom, you know? White is always a little bit hard to do. So I'm going to close this picture now because we officially have all of the things that were on that page colored. So we've got the flower and the blossom. But since I started this blossom, let's just go ahead and keep working with that. Move these ones over here. All right, so this darker part is brown bug. That's the one I was using, ironically enough, because we were just talking about bugs. It really is, especially if it's a bug that's like my own. As a single mom, I had to become my own man of the house, so bugs and stuff don't freak me out like they used to. Now, that's fair. If Steve wasn't around, I probably would just, you know, woman up and go take care of said bug. But if I have him as an option to take care of said bug, I will do that. Anytime a bug is big enough to make a sound when it gets squished, like no, it grosses me out. But, you know, they say everything's bigger in Texas. They are correct. The speed limit's bigger, the roads are bigger, the state itself is bigger, and you sure as heck believe that the insects are bigger. They are much bigger. Take a musical note one. Let's see. Actually, here, let me... no, it's buried. But yes, if the animal one isn't there, then I'll go ahead and switch it out for a music note one. Can do. All right, bug. Sorry, it's like buried on the shelf right now. Go figure. It's on the bottom, and I've got 3 other little cases that are on top of it, and I'm afraid, given my clumsiness today, I'm afraid it's all going to come tumbling down. Not like just random boxes. It's just got all the beads and charms and everything in it. And I don't trust myself today. I can barely stand up on my own 2 feet. Oh, man. But I have a lot going on this week. And then hopefully next week... Well, next week my parents will be here. But things are going to slow down a little bit. So I'm most definitely going to get caught up on quote squares and whatnot. And get that all done. But, yeah, I was telling Steve the other day, like, I know there's going to come a day when we miss all the busyness and everything going on. But for now, I'm just tired. Making you out of watermelon, I can see that. Like, I know there's going to come a day where I miss it and everything. But, yeah, right now I'm just tired. Need more sleep. Okay. No, probably not. Oh, you might have missed at the beginning. I'm actually going to take next week off. So this Friday we'll stream. And then I won't be streaming on the 9th, 11th, or 16th. That's basically the duration that they're going to be here. So unless I get a sudden whim to stream sometime on Thursday where there's a gap, the plan is I'll stream on the 18th. Right, Christina? I know she was on last time, but I want to, make sure that we only get to see them about once or twice a year, and I want to make sure that I'm fully present and everything, and just enjoy the time with them without needing to think about anything else. So that to answer that question, that will be a negatory, even though she'd probably totally be down for it. But yeah, I just want to take this time and be present in the space, kind of just hang out. I've got a puzzle I've been working on off and on since Christmas. It's a table downstairs, and I want to put the table away, but the puzzle's like halfway done or so, and it's ginormous. It's absolutely huge. And so I asked Mom, I was like, when you come, can you help me finish this? Thanks. So we're going to hang out. We got some fun out and about stuff planned to take them around, because they'd only ever really been out here one time before. So there's some things that we haven't gotten to take them to do. We're not going to take them like to any of the big cities around here. That doesn't really appeal to them all that much. But we have some cute little things we're going to do while they're here. Yeah, it's really big. It's the size canvas, because I'm not putting it in a frame. I'm going to be gluing it to a canvas. And the canvas itself is 30 inches by 40 inches. It is just ginormous. And so, yeah, so it's on a little fold out plastic table downstairs, and it holds everything just fine. But I gotta tell you, plastic table does not really go with the Lord of the Rings decor. Also, it's just kind of in the way. And I'm like, I just need to finish it, but I don't want to put it away because we've made so much progress on it, because it's going to hang up on the wall when it's all done. So I told my mom, I was just like, I am struggling to get this done, to find time to just sit down and put together this dang puzzle. Can you help me? She loves puzzles, so it's going to work out well. Okay. I really like these flowers, honestly. They're turning out real nice. But yeah, so it'll be nice. We're just going to hang out. The kids have some school things that they want the grandparents to go to. Little Emily has requested to do some cooking with Mama Illustrator. And yeah, it's just going to be good all around. You want to know what's funny, Shannon, is yesterday when you were talking about when you guys were doing your taxes, and I think the question came up as whether or not you were like claiming anything on the taxes, and you were just like, this way exceeds. You're like, one set of pencils is $300. The funny thing is literally when you were explaining that, I spent yesterday pulling together all my tax info. So although I was lurking in your stream, that's what I was doing while you were streaming, was pulling all of my tax info and you know, getting everything all squared away. Steve does our taxes, but of course I need to be responsible for my own, you know, 1099s and W-2s and all that good stuff. So I just thought it was kind of funny. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, because I mean, tax day is what, the 15th? Oh, Good Friday. That's cool. Well, depending how far we get this Friday, we can discuss if we want to keep working on this, come back to it. I really like how this one's turning out. And I know we didn't finish the other one. I kind of feel like we just need to finish this one on stream and not be like, oh, finish it later. So I'm thinking that we'll stick with this, unless on Friday everybody's like, yeah, nah, we've had enough. Then of course we'll do something new. All right, so let's see. I think we used fire last time, didn't we? We did. We do have fire here. And let's see. We've got deep red, which I don't know how much that we actually used this. And then the lighter pink color, I want to say it was fudge. Yes, fudge. And then we'll blend it into the greens, but we'll work on the reds for now. So we are just going to take fire. There we go. And we're going to fill in this space, because this all here is going to be nice and red. These blossoms don't have to look exactly the same. I mean, how often are two flowers exactly the same? Oh, speaking of flowers, so I know I said I was working in the front garden, getting everything. We have a flower bed where there's like hedges and, you know, different plants or whatever. And anyway, they all needed a bit of shaping and trim, but we had an area of the garden that didn't have much in it. So I actually picked up a lavender plant and a couple little flower plants. But you want to hear something silly? You guys know how much I like to tumble my rocks. Look at this cool rock I found in the garden bed. So it's called chert is what it is. And actually Native Americans that were from this area, they would use this to make like arrowheads and stuff because of the way it breaks off. But one of the reasons I also really liked it is because it's kind of blue on top. I've been debating about whether or not I want to try to tumble it. You know, I can put a bunch of smaller rocks in with it and of course do the tumbling material. But I'm mildly concerned. I think this blue comes from this coating that was on the outside, and I'm concerned that if I put it in there, it's not going to look as cool. So I don't know. Isn't there, you ever come across, like, what do they call it? Stick TikTok or Stickstagram? Basically, people find a cool stick and they make a video and they're like, hey, Stick Nation, here's this cool stick I found. I feel like I need to do one of those. Go, hey, Rock Nation, here's this cool rock I found. Native to Texas, but it's like kind of quartzy too. I don't know. It's so silly, but I was just like, ooh, that's a neat rock. Fire red, yeah. I'm smart for a lot of things, but my taxes isn't one of them. I have an accountant who keeps me in a tax jail as a result. Some stuff he sends me pretty IRS forms and poof, happy IRS. Yes, plus I'm not a computer. That is true. Right, Shannon? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's right. It is. It might. I don't know, because it's so big. Oh, thanks, Kenneth. Because it's such a big rock, I'm kind of hoping that it'll stand out. But I don't know. It's already kind of smooth. Little Emily, she wanted me to turn it into a necklace. Guys, it's almost the size. Can you imagine? This giant thing just weighing me down. Okay, this brightness is ridiculous on this. Hang on. It's because the clouds moved out of the way, so like it changed. Oh, great. Now that's super dark. Thanks. There we go. That's better. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, this would be like huge and I'd have to like walk at a 90-degree angle. Right. That's what I was saying. No, we are using the Black Widow color pencils. The link for it is pinned at the top of the chat. Breaking a small piece off and run it through the tumbler? Maybe. I also just thought, like, if I did tumble it, it could make a cool paperweight, or I could do like an interesting wire wrap and still just like display it on the desk. I don't know. I haven't decided. I did clean it and I scrubbed like the dirt out of it, but yeah, it was just random in the garden bed. I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, it'd be way too big. It would be huge. Let's see. Oh, right, fire. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. But yeah, I mean, I can pop it in the tumbler. I've got some extra rocks that didn't really come out. One's from like the beach. So I was thinking I could put a few in those with, you know, in there with it. There's a rock tumbling account that I follow. And she did a April Fool's yesterday where she put some bananas in a rock tumbler. She did a peeled banana, a half peeled banana, and a whole banana. Anyway, it was, you know, obviously an April Fool's, and she actually ended up pulling out like a rubber banana. It was funny, but she did actually show what happened to the bananas after 24 hours, and it was gnarly. I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I'm not putting a banana in with the rock. Thank you. Did lapidary work in college, had a geologist in my class. Ooh, that's cool. So yeah, so that's what I'm hoping is if maybe the rocks were small enough, maybe it could withstand it, but it's hard to say, which is why it's just sort of hanging out and it just sort of sits there. But I am happy with the work that I did in the garden. Actually, you know, it's funny. So I know it's not everywhere, and in fact, it's an invasive species here. But I assume that a good majority of you are aware of what a fire ant is. Oh, nice, Kenneth. Are aware of what a fire ant is. So while I was cleaning things up, because we have some trees, and so I was like cleaning up, you know, again, I was weeding the garden and doing all of this stuff. I came across like 3 fire ant mounts. Amazingly, I came out of that whole gardening time, 3 hours outside, with only 2 ant bites from one rather cranky ant. Also, I told Steve I was very proud because I saved a life while I was gardening. I had disturbed an anthill, but I had also disturbed a fairly decent-sized grasshopper, like pretty chunky. He was like this big. And when I startled him, he kind of flew and then landed in the middle of all of the fire ants. And I was like, oh, dude, you about to get eaten. So I shooed him away, told Steve. I was very heroic, shooing the grasshopper everywhere to let it live. I mean, death by fire ant, that's gotta be pretty rough. But one of the really interesting things from a kind of scientific point of view, so around our garden bed, I didn't have enough bricks last spring, and I really didn't do too much to the yard because it was new sod that was put down. And so you really want it to be able to take root before you do anything major to it. So I had started putting some bricks around the edge of the grass to separate it from the garden, but I had run out and I just didn't bother getting any more bricks. And I was like, oh, I'll do it next spring, which I did. I got more bricks. So on Monday, when I did the kind of the overhaul of the garden, we're using deep red now, by the way. I can't remember if I said. I removed the bricks that I had put there last year. And of course, generally there's, you know, insects under the bricks and everything else. Well, under one of the bricks was one of the 3 anthills that I discovered. And so I lifted up the brick, and it was kind of cool because their anthill was flush up against it. So when I lifted the brick, you could see all of the tunnels in the dirt. But there were also tons of fire ant eggs. Now, I know fire ants are terrible, and it's just like, can we just kill them with fire because they're terrible. But I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll just move it. And I was going about kind of doing other things. I had moved the bricks first, and then I started, you know, weeding the garden bed, pulling the grass that had kind of grown overzealously in the garden and everything. And so I stepped away from where the brick was because I was like, oh, I don't want to, you know, obviously I don't want to get bit or whatever. I'm going to go to this over on the other side and deal with it. So I came back to that section maybe about 10 minutes later, and here's the cool thing. So there were a ton of these fire ant eggs, and you know that they're them because they're white and they're usually tucked away back in tunnels and everything. So 10 minutes goes by and I go back over and I check on it. The eggs are gone. The eggs are gone. And like, I know that that's normal. Like, yeah, that's an all hands on deck situation and they're just trying to save the life of all their eggs. But it was just really interesting to me that I had disturbed this fire ant mound. Normally I don't stick around fire ant mounds. You know, if you disturb it, you just get away quickly because they're going to bite the heck out of you. But I came back to it. All the ants were gone and the eggs were gone. And I was just like, it's really kind of cool that it just like, they just picked up and hauled on out of there. But I was just like, nature. Not thrilled that there were 3 fire ant mounds kind of hidden in our front yard, but it's Texas. They're just like everywhere. It's really pretty close to impossible to, if you're in Texas, to not have a fire ant mound somewhere. You're just, you learn to be careful, and you don't go barefoot. Stay away and avoid any kind of anthill, especially after what happened to me when I was a kid. Oh no, Christina, what happened? Yeah, Kenneth. What happened? Right? Moving day. I know, right? I mean, I felt bad, you know, because I was disturbing him. The nature lover in me is like, oh, I'm sorry. Should I get you a snack? It's like that guy who, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him on social media. He's a lobster fisherman. And there's rules if lobsters, we're going to go back to brown bug now. We're going to darken this up. There's rules about the size of lobster, kind of like with any you know, like fish and any kind of fishing that you do, it has to be a certain size. For lobsters and crabs, like if it's a female of a certain size, like you can't take it. So anyway, this lobster fisherman, he will, you know, when he pulls up lobsters that need to be tossed back, he'll always, you know, take a look at them, you know, show them on a video for social media, and then he always gives them a snack. Right? Chase their snack away. He gives me a snack, or not me, gives them a snack and then chucks them back in the water. But like people on his page, they're always like, they're disappointed if he forgets to give a snack, or he like jokingly, you know, shows that he didn't give a snack, and people are like, but the snackies. My secret name, moving day, right? Exactly. Where that I was sitting on one, gotten bitten all over was, oh no. Oh yeah. A lot of them. Yeah. I've got 2 on my wrist, and that happened initially when I disturbed it, because normally you can tell because there's literally like a little hill of dirt, but because the trees are already on kind of a hill of dirt, you couldn't really see it until I started disturbing everything. And so, yeah, they were not thrilled. And honestly, I was just glad I only got bit twice. I was like, all right, well, I got it that one okay. Granted, I've been sore for like 2 days afterwards because I might have overdone it. But it was the kind of thing where I knew I was getting tired. I knew I was getting sore, but I really didn't want to have to pull it. It's kind of like, I told Steve, it's kind of like, won't personally squish an insect or a bug, but I promise I won't be offering them snacks, right? I know, right? Sugar ants get in the house. I have this nice cube for you. Like, yeah, no, I'm not encourage them to stay. Absolutely not. I told Steve it's kind of like diamond painting, where I don't do it as often because it's kind of a bit of an ordeal to get it out, get it set up and do it. And I don't necessarily want to put it away right afterwards. I'd like to keep working on it because it's kind of a pain to get it all out. You know, pencils are a little bit easier in that sense, but there's so much to diamond painting. And so I was like, it's kind of like that. I've got, you know, I've got the weed eater, I've got the mower, I've got all the tools, everything's out. I'm already covered in dirt. I'm already too warm. I was like, I just want to get it done. So I just powered through. I drank probably about two and a half of these. And these are, I think, 20 ounce. Oh yeah, I can only imagine. And sitting in one, oh my gosh. Yeah, that is gnarly. If you guys are not familiar with fire ants, just count yourself lucky. They are one of the menaces of the South. Like I said, they're actually an invasive species, and I'm still just using brown bug. I want to darken up everything. We got this one pretty dark already. Oh, color pencils. But yeah, but it was one of those, you know, accomplishment things. You know, I'd gotten everything trimmed up. I tilled up a bunch of the dirt that was in the garden bed because the kind of grass that we have here, it's not like Oregon grass at all. It kind of extends, into like one big long grassy arm. And so it will spread into the garden and then kind of take root in there. So to get absolutely everything up, I had to take a rake. Had to be careful though, because there's an irrigation system underneath the ground. But I had to take the rake and kind of pull that all up and then pull everything out. And I didn't really feel super sore. I was mostly tired while I was doing it. But it was the next day I was like, oh, I might have overdone it a little bit. Oh, that's right. Oh, Shannon. Liar, pants on fire. Except actually, because there's fire ants. Every nook and cranny of the house, even the windows keep away from my... Oh, interesting. I've definitely read about different things. Like I think cloves and cinnamon is supposed to keep them away and everything. We just expect, usually in the springtime after a lot of rain, like since it's been raining here, I would fully expect some ants to find their way in the house. They never survive more than a couple days, like actually in the house. But usually after a bunch of rain, the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, into my kitchen. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like I refuse to share my home with insects. So we usually make pretty quick work of them because that's just an invasion. I absolutely refuse to chill about. I'm like, nope, not happening. So we usually put out some stuff for them and then cover it so the cats can't accidentally get to it. And we've usually got it all taken care of like within a week. Like I'm talking, I probably go to like a bad cycle. I wouldn't say that I go to extremes, but when we were living in an apartment once, it was the same thing. Springtime, we had a bunch of rain and there were some ants that had found their way in. I didn't know how they got in because like usually if they start to come in, it's like by a door and then I can get it taken care of like super quick. It's just, it doesn't mean anything. It has nothing to do with like the cleanliness of your house because we keep that pretty clean down there. It's just they find a hole and they're like, well, let's go check this out. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. But we lived in an apartment and where they came in wasn't anywhere near a door at all. And so I was like, there must be like a hole in the pantry somewhere. And I couldn't ever really find the hole. But what I did do, let's switch to deep red. What I did do is, first of all, we took everything out of the pantry, and we probably lived out of those pantry totes for about a week while I took care of it all. And so I used, one of the caulking guns and I completely sealed every single corner where there could possibly have something that came in. And then we put bait down and everything, and we just basically cleared out the entire kitchen so that their only source of food was the food that we put out. And thankfully, we got it all taken care of within a week, but I just never. Do you guys have insect repellent or something? It doesn't, for fire ants, they don't work the same way as like sugar ants do. And there's not really, I don't like to spray around the house. I don't like those kind of chemicals potentially coming in contact with the cats. So I try not to do those. But mostly it's just being prepared. Like we're aware it's springtime, it's raining, it might happen. So we make sure we have ant bait on time or on hand, and we just take care of it straight away. Even use paints. I keep trying. Oh, that one. I got you. Let's see. I use any kind of insect pellets in my home because the animals I have. Yeah. So usually what happens, that taro ant bait does work great, especially if it's sugar ants. We use another one, I think Amdro, for fire ants. And generally what we'll do is we will close off the section so that the cats can't get to anything. In the past, what we've done actually is where they're coming in, we'll take an old shoebox, we'll cut a small hole where the ants are still, you know, the ants come marching. We'll cut a small hole so they can still go in there, and then we'll put the ant bait and stuff there. Gosh, and I'm going to have some sort of animal activist coming in here and be like, how dare you? But honestly, they're fire ants. You don't want them in your home. And so we'll leave a little hole for them to come into, but then we'll tape down the box so that the cats can't move it. And so basically only the ants have access to it. We don't have to worry about the cats getting to it. Let's see, works good for bugs and rodents. I'm trying to track an ant entry point right now. Stray ants are showing up in my room. Oh gosh, don't you hate that? It's because like once they get in, it's near impossible. I want to add, let's see, we got the brown bug. I want to add a little bit of burgundy actually. Hi Connie. This makes you can make, I think, with powdered sugar and baking soda. Oh, there we go. Using white chalk also helps to keep the ants away. I use it on my fruit trees. Oh, interesting. It is 12 p.m. exactly, actually. I didn't even think to look up because like in my head, we've only been live for an hour, but we're going to, since there's no, even though I was confused about it, since there's no one after me, we're going to still go ahead and do the full 2 hours. Oh, any animal actors is welcome to come rescue. Let's go ahead, Kara. I love that. Yes, please. I will show you the way to the ants in the yard. They are just the worst. But yeah, whenever the kids go and play outside, I'm just like, you must have shoes on. Like, absolutely not. No, it's Central Time. It's Central Time. California is a giant ant. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's just, I just made a decision. I'm like, nope, I refuse to share my home with any bugs of any kind. Like, yeah, that's a big negatory. So yeah, springtime, we just try to stay aware between the weather and the bugs, man. At least like when we drive past fields, we get to see all the cute baby cows in the spring. So there's that, little baby cows. Come to think of it, I don't see too many sheep. Like we'll see steer, like there's a couple places near here that have like longhorns, obviously regular cows, a lot of horses out here. So you don't see as many like, well, baby ponies, colts out there. I don't see as many cow, like steer and cow, like that's all probably the biggest commodity. And then they also, like a lot of the fields, not animals, but we do a lot of cotton out here and corn and everything else. So there's quite a bit of farmland. I get in when it's hot and when it's rainy. Yeah, which kind of comes in spades here, which, I mean, I don't blame them. Which is why spiders, I don't bother too much. In fact, we had one daddy longleg that had moved in near the front door, and he was like hanging out under a lip of the stairs, but we just left him there because he built his little web, and if anything ever like tiny made its way in, there it is. I'm like, nah, man, you're pulling your weight. You don't even have to pay rent. Like, I'm cool. We're cool. You're friendly. We're friendly. You can stay. Central California too, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's definitely one thing that I dislike about Texas. We don't really have any plans to move from Texas anytime soon, but we're not exactly not open to it someday. But the kids are finally settled here and everything after the move, and I just don't want to put them through that again, you know? All right, let's do a little bit of fire. I know we're spending a long time on this flower, but if you guys have been here for a certain amount of time, you know this is about normal for me. I like my layers, and I like to add to it. I just realized I think the music stopped. It did indeed stop. There we go. Bye, Josephine. Named Fred, he hung around forever, right? No, you're fine, Kenneth. You don't need to be sorry. Thanks, Josephine. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, from the wildfires. No, talking is good. In fact, people who talk get rewarded in chat by points. I do wish that YouTube adopted that, kind of the way Twitch does, where all you have to do is just watch to get the points. Like, that would be handy. All right, so we're just using fire right now. And we're going to be coming in with some kind of shadow shaded colors here to make sure we have that contrast. But the kids are anxiously awaiting swimming time, swimming season, which is almost here. But we got to wait for a lot of this rain to stop and for it to get a little bit warmer outside. Oh, well, I feel that way too. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's actually add our green like this one first, and then we'll go in with our shadows. So pretty sure that was, let's see, I think we have antler here. Yep. Antler and a little bit of olive green. Let's see. Yes, olive green. And let's do, we also did did we do milk? I feel like we did milk. Let's see. That is brown fog. No, it was not brown fog. I want to say it was milk. So there's ice cream, milk. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do a little bit of the olive green. All right, so olive green. But yeah, we have a pretty strong stance about anything living in the house that's not supposed to be living in the house. That being said, the mouse that was in the garage, I'm not gonna lie, guys, he was pretty cute. He was pretty cute. I might, if I had to tolerate anything, as long as he stayed in the garage, not allowed in the main house. But if somebody had told me, you have to let this mouse live in your garage, or we'll pay you $100,000 to let the mouse live in the garage, I'd be like, yeah, come on in, bud. We're roomies now. I'll bring you some snacks. Because he was really cute, just not in the main part of the house. All right, milk. Plus, it was just hilarious that, like, we tried to set him free in his, you know, his natural habitat, and he just turned around and booked it. He's like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing this. Right? Exactly. That was pretty hilarious. And then, of course, you know, we've had a few adventures with frogs that got into the garage. I don't know. The kids are entertained, so I call that a win, right? Okay, let's get, I know that we have some browns. What did we have out for browns? Let's see. That is, what was 53? 53 was deep purple. Chestnut was the brown one we pulled out today. Scorpion number 15. That is, hang on. Oh, wait, is this brown bug? Have we, oh, that is brown bug. We've just sharpened it down past the name. I suppose when these get short enough, I should like mark it on the bottom of the pencil so I don't lose track of what it is. All right, well, what did we have? Got a little bit of black. Let's go ahead and do that to add some of our contrast. Let's see. Audrey, I feel like I said hi. I'm trying to figure out who is new. If Connie was here. Anyway, hi everyone. If I missed any coming in, I apologize. All right, so we're gonna do some black, and then we'll blend this with one of our reds. But I want to make sure that we're keeping that contrast of the flower. But yeah, although I was exhausted and I'm super sore and sunburned, actually the sunburn isn't too bad. I've definitely had worse. I am glad, it's like a good kind of productive, right? I am glad that I got it all done. We still need to do the backyard, but we'll probably wait until we have a break in the rain, since it's going to rain here quite a bit for the next couple of days. But it'll be good for the newly tended garden. Oh, I love that. Well, see, we have a kind of marshy place that is, Amy, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to our little coloring community fam. We have like a place that's like, it's kind of a marshy place that's perfect for releasing them. So we've done like a few videos. We had one frog that got in the garage, and at the time we hadn't finished sorting all of our boxes. So like half of our garage still had a bunch of moving boxes in it. It's, you know, obviously since been organized and everything, but at the time it hadn't. So it was like this massive thing. We were late to go pick up Steve because there was this frog in the garage, and like he wasn't going to be able to get, it was this whole thing. And needless to say, it was shortly after that I finally finished clearing out the garage because, well, it looked like a bomb had went off anyway. I was like, well, guess we gotta organize it anyway. All right, let's go ahead and grab brown bug again. Right, Audrey? Yeah, not allowed. I had to go, I can't remember if I told you guys this already, but I had to go to the pet store the other day. And I always like, when I'm in there, I like looking at all the like little animals, little budgies and little fish. And I stood there for a little while, almost convinced myself that I could get a fish, and then reminded myself that I have 3 cats and 2 humans to keep alive. And for pity's sake, don't get any more pets. And I go, right, probably shouldn't do that. And I left without getting a fish. Despite the fact I have no setup for a fish whatsoever. I just see the fish and I go, oh, pretty. But I literally have no tank or anything. But my impulsive side of my brain just goes, oh, look, fish, get fish. No reason, no thought to get fish before you saw said fish. Thankfully, I have like an internal Steve. Oh my gosh, they'd be so cute, Shannon. Like, I love that, but also, like, don't they need like a saltwater tank? I have always, like, I've had fish in the past, but the idea of a saltwater tank just like intimidates the heck out of me. Like, I know I would somehow fudge that up. Like, the last time I had fish, like, apparently they got stressed out and they all got ick. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is probably a sign that I shouldn't have fish. So, well, yeah, maybe to eat them. Using fire. And then we're going to use our blender and see kind of where we're at with how this looks. Oh, I think they absolutely are. That doesn't mean we don't want them, though. Like, I saw this video the other day of this guy who came home and he's like, I got some horses. And he like has names for them all and he takes them out of the trailer one by one. He has like 4 new horses. Like, I know it was just a video and it probably wasn't, like, they probably discussed it beforehand. But the idea of just showing up with like, if I already own a farm, just showing up with like horses that I got, like, that sounds like a me thing I would do. Like, absolutely. Steve would be like, oh, great. Honestly, it's probably good that we rent, because if we owned and I had no restrictions on pet ownership, I would probably have like 5 dogs by now. Like, yeah. Also, this blender is doing wonders for bringing out the vibrancy. We're going to use maybe a purple to bring a little bit, we actually might just dive straight back to black to bring a little bit more contrast, because I don't want the colors to get too muddied. And it's okay if like one flower is, why use an Illuminance pencil? It's the blender pencil. I don't know, I've got, where are my blender pens? Oh, here they are. I need to figure out how to stick these ones together because they're not porous or wood. Like, the ones that are wood would stick together really well, but I have tried to glue these together before, but they just don't work. And I don't know if, like, I suppose if they're like small enough like this, maybe I should like test one of these days to see if like I can just heat it just like a little bit and then like stick it. Callie still here. Oh no. Right, I don't use them that often. This one was just out. I think I grabbed it because it was one of the bigger ones the other, or maybe that was the one I used. I don't know. But I can't bring myself to throw away these nubs. I mean, if you think about it, with how expensive these are, there's like 3 more full blenders in here if you were to stick them all together. See, I tried hot glue before, but because there's nothing really porous for it to stick together, any pressure and they pop apart. I even tried super glue and it did the same thing. So yeah, Shannon, I'm thinking that if they're little bits, I'm not going to use anyway, because I've tried putting them in the pencil extender, but because you can actually see on here, because it's woodless, let's see if it will. Am I too close? I might be too close. Anyway, because it's woodless, you see the little like nicks and stuff that are on it. that like it ends up breaking down and it just doesn't hold in the extender very well. But yeah, I can't bring myself to get rid of them because that's a lot of blender right there. And so I want to figure out a way to glue them together. Oh, try exclamation point blender in chat. I know I have a link for it. They don't sell the 2-packs of the woodless blenders anymore, but you get it in a pack that has a woodless and a pencil blender. But I think I have the link for it in the description, but try exclamation point blender. I've tried tape before, not necessarily duct tape, but it gets to like, it ends up shifting and you get like the sticky residue on the outside. So if I could find like a clean way, what I need is like a pencil mold. And if I can figure out how to melt them, just like melt them and let them, we really are. Oh my gosh, there's a reason I have so many of these in here because you better believe they were like, what, were they $6 or $8 at the time for like a 2-pack of the woodless blenders? I don't know, but I stocked up. Does it fit in the pencil extender that looks like a pen that you have? So I do, but the issue is because once there's enough friction and it rubs on it, it just slides. It doesn't hold it well anymore because it wears off. Oh, I could. Oh, and you know what? The kids have some air dry because this is a full one. This is a full one. So if I could figure out, I just don't know if like remelting it would break it down. And I also don't know how well it would melt. I feel like, you know what, if you were a company that sold blenders, of course you might not want to do this because like then you don't make as much money on people buying more blenders. But if they sold a, what could you call it? A life extending kit, or what, use some word for it, right? But they would sell a kit, you know, like not a resin kit or anything, but something where it comes with the mold and then instructions about how you could melt it down and make new ones. Now I'm brainstorming. All right, Karen Dash, if you want to get together and we can make a pencil saver kit or blender saver kit, like I'd buy that. I don't know about you guys, but given how many of the blenders I use, like I would absolutely buy that. Like I said, I just don't know if it would change. Let's see, this curves up. I don't know if it would change the consistency of it to have it like be melted, you know? Yeah, that'd be a fabulous idea. Aw, thanks, Callie, and hello. All right, well, if I ever open up my own pencil company, figure out how to do that. Extend the life of your blenders. Melt them into new pencils. Like, that would be fabulous. Okay, am I happy with that? Pretty close to happy with it. Silicone type sleeve, like, ooh. Ooh, I like that, Audrey. You just have to find one that's small enough. I suppose the only issue with that is like if you're holding it in your hand, I suppose if it was long enough, because, you know, I don't know about you, but like this rests. So if it was too short, like let's just use this one for example, and it was here, and then you have the other one attached, like it might not give you the support that you need. I don't know. We need like a think tank to come up with ways to salvage our blenders. Something that makes it to where like it's rigid so that it doesn't move around and it can withstand pressure. I mean, as it is, those colorless blenders tend to get a little bit weak when you put too much pressure on them anyways, but still, let's actually use fire. That's what I'm thinking, B. That's what I'm thinking. I have so many of the small bits. I need to just see if I can melt them down like crayons. You know, like maybe try melting one in the oven. The only thing I'm mildly concerned about, like I think I might want to, given the heat of the Texas sun, I might do that instead, is I don't know what goes in them. So it's like, will it create, you know, even polymer clay lets off like a sort of fume. So I would definitely need to do my research as to like what exactly is in those. Let's do some of this cobblestone here where this overlaps. I would be really curious to see how much in demand like a kit like that would be. I don't know. Do you guys think there's anywhere listed Well, I guess they probably wouldn't list the formula that's in their pencils, or, you know, the fillers that they use or whatever. I guess that'd be inviting someone to come steal your company secrets, but still. Because I know with like Prismacolors, and I've never done it myself, but you can like remelt it back together when it's shattered. But hold the gel pens and fill them with something like that. That could work. Grinding, yeah. Melting or grinding them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like, you know, when you have a hot glue gun, even, well, I mean, this is covered, this is a heat gun, but when you have a hot glue gun, you know, you got the metal part that stays real hot. And sometimes what I'll actually do is I'll touch the end of a glue stick to it, and then I'll like glue it to the next stick so it stays. But something like that could really work. Like, absolutely. Okay. All right, so we got this blossom and these ones. Let's go ahead, you know, let's go ahead and shift down and let's work on another lime. We could do that. There we go. Make sure it's in focus. Ooh, I don't know why I never thought of that. Absolutely, I could send him a picture. I'm like, look, I have 50 bajillion of these and I really don't want to throw them away. I've kept that. So honestly, I've never thrown away a single nub. I do have one Christmas ornament. I had an idea like a couple years ago. I made a Christmas ornament, took all of my tiniest nubs and I dropped them into a glass ball and then put some like tinsel garland in there. And that's an ornament. So I do have some where I put those in there, but I have never actually thrown away a nub. Like never actually thrown away a nub. And yeah, I just can't, like this is too small. It's practically like unusable. And again, extenders are only useful to a point until they start to break down on the side and it doesn't really hold them anymore. You know what? With that silicone idea that you mentioned, that could work. No, they're too wide. They're too wide. But if you take, like, if it was a really thin silicone thing, like actually this came on a power cord the other day and it was just there and I kept it and haven't done anything with it. Okay, this is actually like a little silicone band that was holding, let's see, are we gonna get in focus? There we go. That was holding a cord together. If you had something this small, right, or maybe even thinner, that you could put over your extender or over your pencil and then put the pencil extender on top of that, like that could hold it. Like this one's too big and it wouldn't be enough to fit in it. But if you had something that was that thin, just like this, and a little bit longer, like even just like an inch long casing that you could put over your pencil, or like different sizes, and then put this in a pencil extender, it wouldn't damage. I don't know if you guys can see now because it's kind of up close. Do you see how there's like nicks? That's where it was in an extender. Then you could put the silicone cover over it and then put it in the extender and it would grip the silicone cover but not damage the extender itself. Oh my gosh. I need a tiny little silicone sleeve. A tiny pencil silicone. Okay. I'm emailing Karen Dash, be like, look, I got a $1 million solution for you. Just listen to me. See, now I'm getting all excited about a thing that doesn't exist. You just wait. I'm going to become rich and famous for the colorist who came up with the solution and then partnered with Karen Dash. You guys. What if I partnered with Karen Dash someday? Oh my gosh. Like I know Suzanne is with, is she with Faber-Castell? I think it's Faber-Castell, right? Because she did the, no, Derwent. Derwent. She worked with Derwent. So Suzanne's got Derwent. I'll snag Karen Dash. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Assorted rubber washers. Would they be thin enough? About the heat shrink stuff they use for wiring, you could cut it the size you want. Oh, okay. I need to, why do I not have any paper? All right, we're grabbing some because for whatever reason, I think I used all my sticky notes. Ooh, come here, paper. That's all wrinkled because I have a little rough pulling it out of there. It really is, Callie. Okay, hang on. Hang on. We're gonna grab a pen. Why do I have 20 bajillion pens and pencils, but never the right one. Okay, here we go. We'll use red. Okay, so heat shrink. Heat shrink. See, we are the think tank. We don't need a think tank. Okay, heat shrink for wiring. Okay, idea number 1. And then what did B say? Assorted rubber washers. Okay, so rubber washers. We're going to need a trip to Lowe's. That's what we need. Use the tubes that I buy from electric sections. I feed a broken pencil into those and use the heat to shrink them. Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's the thing that you're talking about Durbin using, right? That's the one. Okay, yeah. Okay. We just made a plan. What's that? What's that sound bite that goes, we just made a plan. Yeah, we made a plan. All right. We'll be doing some research. Because like I said, I've just this sad little coffin of pencil nubs that I refuse to get rid of. Oh, Yana, I'm so sorry. Oh, is it like, oh yeah, good point. I'm going to make a note here. Nubby. Nubby with. There we go. Oh, that's brilliant. I still might contact Karen Dash. They'll be like, look what I did. You want to sponsor a video? Twistable Crayola things and the pencils runs out and reuses them for the nubs. I don't know if they'd fit because they're definitely thicker than your standard pencil. Like if you even look at, oh, they're not even like perfectly circle shaped, but you take a regular pencil and it's definitely wider. Like even if you look at the pencil one, and it's the same thing with the Caran d'Ache ones by themselves. Oh, did I just color on the page? Oops. But yeah, so the Caran d'Ache ones are definitely thicker than your standard pencil. There we go. Okay, where were we? Oh, a lime. We're doing a lime. That's right. Sorry, side quest. Side quest. Do I have a command for that? I should do a side quest command. Okay, let's go ahead and start with, I don't know how shiny we want to get with this. Let's do, start with apple. I said get with this, and then I think, just think of that Spice Girl song. It was a worthwhile side quest, right? You make them fit by heating it up a little by little to be desired. Yeah, possibly. I do like the thing that, like the rubber washers and the electrical thing. That can work. I need to see how easily it melts. All right, so we're actually going to start with apple, and we're just going to fill in the whole thing. Fill in the whole thing. But yeah, if you guys missed the announcement earlier, we're streaming Friday, but then after that, I'm taking essentially a short vacation. My parents are coming to visit, and I would like to be as present as possible while they're here. So I'm going to take some time off and spend some time with them, but then we'll be back on the 18th. They leave like a day before that, but so, you know, if I'm feeling like I got the idea, let's see, Thursdays are pretty wide open. But yeah, we'll see. Right now, the plan is to be back on the 18th. Okay, so we got a little bit of apple. Let's go in with our Fang Green, which is a nice dark green. Let's see, that's charcoal green. Fang Green is a Black Widow pencil, so it is not going to be dipped. Let's see, that's Forest. Well, we'll set aside Forest. Was it Forest that we used before? Oh, yeah, I think it was Forest. I don't actually think we have Fang Green out. We could grab Fang Green. There's nothing that says all the limes have to be exactly the same color. Wait, am I missing someone in the afternoon? I've got Connie and you. Did I forget to write someone down? Because I've got Thursday is big old blank. Ooh, let me know because I wanna update it. I think when I had asked you about this too, I don't know if we'd nailed down all the productivity nights too. So hold up, another side quest. I want to mark it down so that I can update it. Yeah, because I just have you and Connie in the morning. So I guess they're not wide open all day. Let me know. Oh, that is true. Yeah, because that's the other thing. So if I were to like stream on a Thursday instead, it would have to be like an evening stream. Yeah, because usually I am completely unavailable from about 1:30 until the evening, honestly. Is Allison on? I have Allison on Friday afternoons, unless I have that wrong. It's so hard to keep track. My schedule's not helping me. If you are, let me know. And I know I don't have like everybody that streams on there, but it's like everybody who's kind of, a lot of us go to like the same streams. I try to keep on there so that we aren't overlapping anyone. All right. Well, I was getting Fang Green, wasn't I? Oh my gosh, I'm so easily distracted. Sunday morning's 11 and Friday. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, because I have Corey and Allison. Friday mornings are like jam-packed. We've got Barbara, Suzanne, Corey, and Allison. So I just, I gave you purple for this one because normally you're pink, but Suzanne was already pink and it overlapped with Corey's, and pink and blue would make purple. So you got changed to purple for Sunday. Toy collector people after 6:30. So no coloring content. Ah, okay. Let's see. Fang Green is right next to Green Grass. Green Grass. Fang Green is a Black Widow. Let's see, that's Toxic Green. Maybe I do have it out already. That's Cicada. Everglade. That's Turquoise. I must have it out already. I did some on Thursdays. Thanks, Spider Queen. Oh, hey, that works so well because we're doing Black Widows. Unless that was a coincidence. All right, what is it? We got Forest, Olive Green. We got Antler. I'm just going to bring all of our green pencils out here. This one is, I think that's the black one. Got Opal Green. This one is Saber. Voice cracked a little bit. Green Grass. Okay. Then we've got Charcoal Green. We've got Leaf Green. Okay. And a Zombie. Think of that Cranberry song whenever I say that. Fang Green. There it is. We did have it out. And then there's a handful of greens over here. But Fang Green was one. Into my work day in California. Hi, Sue. How are you? Sporadic, though. I don't advertise those coloring figures. It's just whining about action figures and dolls. Fixing to take. Let me know how it works. Although, couldn't that scorch them? Grab your hot glue gun. Grab your hot glue gun. Let it heat up and then just press it to the tip. I feel like the heat gun's not going to be like pointed enough to do that. I like your way. Right? So like a lot of these I can't, like one, I may not feel like I have anything to contribute to the conversation, but I like having them on. I like having them on. So I kind of just vibe and everything. Like yesterday, I didn't really say much except I think thanks for streaming at the end. We're doing the same thing with the others where we're creating little circles so that we can make sure we're leaving lighter areas for the texture of the line. I had Shannon on while I was, compiling all my tax information because we like to save that to the last minute. Oh, I just realized with that time that I'm taking off. Yeah, because my parents are going to be here for my birthday. So that actually overlaps my birthday. Maybe we could do like a belated birthday stream on Friday. Because that's certainly closer to my birthday than this week's Friday. Yeah, maybe we could do that. I just realized that because I was talking about whether or not I was going to do a birthday stream. But that overlaps with when I'm going to be hanging out with my parents. Who, me? Wine? We don't whine, we commiserate. Okay. All right, so I'm just taking this Fang Green and I'm just adding our darker texture. We're going to get heavier on this as we go along. I am really liking how this page is turning out, though. I think it's going to look really cool. And then this part will actually get a little bit darker because we've got an overlap from that flower. So we're just using Fang Green, which is the Black Widow 09. Go. I don't really know what I'm going to do for my birthday. I told Steve, I mean, we talked about, you know, going to the art store and going there, but honestly, things have been so chaotic lately. I just told Steve, I was like, I don't know. My parents will be here, so I'll hang out with them and just kind of enjoy some family time. That's good for birthdays, right? Leon's Journey. Is that a coloring book? Wait, why have I not heard that one? Hi, Yuna. How are you? I have some dish towels coming today, so that's exciting. That's my delivery. You know you're an adult when you get excited about new dish towels. Living the high life over here. Oh, it's on your wish list. Oh, nice. Well, now I'm curious. Hang on. I wanna Amazon it real quick and look at it. I was like finding new artist. Leon's Journey. Oh, I added a B. That's her. Journey. Leon's Story. I probably spelled it wrong, so I'll have to look it up afterwards. All right, let's see. So Fang Green. Go. All right, so now I want to go in with a little bit darker. Let's get Opal Green. Do we want Opal Green? Yeah, we'll get Opal Green. Oh, Amazon Japan. Oh, Kanoko Goose. Okay, that makes sense why it did not come up on Amazon US. That makes sense. We got a good number of books coming out this year. If you guys missed it when I was chatting and coloring with Johanna, she said there's a secret book that's going to be coming out next year as well. So we have our regular fall release of her new book, and then next year there's going to be a couple books. So I'm excited about that. All right, I'm going to go a little bit darker here, but still trying to keep a bit of that texture. Now, Opal Green's a little bit of a cool green, so I don't want to press too hard and do completely cool green. So I actually want to grab, let's do olive green or leaf green. Let's go back to olive green. Fingers crossed for a bit that Johanna will do a Halloween fall specific book to match her Christmas book. It's actually been a question she has been asked an amazing amount of times, but she has no desire to do a Halloween book. However, she did release a fall Halloween coloring page a few years ago. And that, I think, I've colored it. I want to say you could probably find that on her blog. So if you go to her website, there's a section for her blog, and then you can put in the search parameters like free download, and it will pop up all the free downloads that she has done from it. But yeah, she's just never had a strong desire to do like a Halloween fall type book. Okay, let's see. I want to add more to that. Let's go back to Apple, actually. Okay. Well, they don't melt. Oh, wait, what did they... Did they stay on fire? Like as a source of fuel? Like, I kind of want to try it now, but with my luck, I get a strike from YouTube for like dangerous activities. Or, you know, I'd set things on fire. Me and fire, I really shouldn't play with it. Open flames and me do not get along well. Nope, they just become slick. Aw. So I know she added more. Yeah, that's the other thing, is Halloween is definitely a bigger thing in the US. I know she added more spacey pages to her most recent book. The theme of our new book that we're going to get from her is Wonderful Wildflowers. But I'm not really sure what the other ones are going to be. Let's do Dark Night. I'm pretty sure I have that out. I'm looking at the tips here because let's see. Opal Green, Dark Night. Here we go. Yeah, it's easy for, actually, we're not going to do Dark Night. We're going to do Forest Green again, actually. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely not as big of a deal everywhere else. Yeah, let's get a brown. I want a brown. I guess they don't stick together. Dang, I was kind of hoping I was going to start jury rigging some pencils. Let's see. Dungeon? Do I want that? Actually, Dungeon I feel like might be too dark. Maybe? Should I just go for it? What the heck? We're going for it. Dungeon! That is from the Dragon set number 145. This new neighborhood we're in, they did a pretty awesome job for Halloween. A lot of the houses went all out. All right, so we're going to do Dungeon because we have got some more shadowy areas because it's being shaded by all of these other plants that are around it. You don't even have to do anything too significant for the texture on it. You just want to leave some of those spots. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, contact cement. Ooh. Is that like that, like the rubber cement? I haven't used that in ages. I remember my mom using it on stuff when I was a kid. It had a little jar with the little brush on the end of it. I haven't used that in ages. Like I've done super glue, but there just wasn't enough texture. Maybe if I like sandpaper the end of it, but because it's not porous, it just doesn't stick well to it. Rubber based. Okay. Currently doing a page of hers, transforming a dragon into a bunny for Buddy's color along. Oh, I like that. Okay, so now the inside. Now I showed you guys last week. So I'm not looking at tell me when the cats are drinking water. I love these new gadgets. They're going to make everything so much easier. But I showed them when we were coloring before. I have my own pictures of limes that I have taken for my own reference pictures. Let's see. So I have these. It's a lot darker for you guys because it's just, you know, translating what's on the phone. And we've got like what the inside of a lime looks here. So, still like 2 brain cells and all. We're trying to figure out how we can utilize the rest of our blender pencils. So we're gonna go with slightly lighter, kind of bluish green on the outside here. So we're gonna start with, actually, let's do Iceberg, Captain Iceberg Head. I mean, that's a sad story too, but also the anniversary of that is coming up. I know that because it's around my birthday. All right, so we're gonna start with Iceberg, okay? Because the inside of the lime definitely has a little bit of a cooler green to it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around the edge here. There we go. Explains the melting. All right, wash green. We're trying to figure out how to salvage these little bits. We don't want to lose these. We like them too much. Okay. You know, it's funny. I had mentioned that on the live stream that I had somebody who was not so kind. Their comment got removed pretty lickety split quick. But I had another one the other day, and they were complaining that I was laughing too much while I was talking to her. And at first I was like, what, really? But then I realized, like, I suppose if you'd never been to my channel before, you might think that I was laughing too much. But it's like, if they've spent any amount of time here, they know that I'm always like, I'm always laughing at stuff. It's just like, all right, well, you're clearly new here, but that's pretty much the norm for us. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of charcoal green. How dare I enjoy myself? The horror. Let's see. Charcoal. No, that's cobblestone. Charcoal green. Here we are. Are you new here? Put the lime in the coconut and drink it out, right? Oh, yes. Yana, please be safe. Oh, I wish we could be there helping. Aw, thanks, Josephine. My favorite Black Widows. Those colors don't feel like any other. Yeah, there really are a lot. There really are a lot. Right? Are you new here? You must be new here. Like, there are times, like, I don't even listen to myself back because I realize that I get too boisterous without realizing, you know, and I'm like, oh, well, that was obnoxiously loud, but that's just, I don't know, that's who I am when I'm enjoying myself. I don't really hold back anymore. If I think something's funny, I'm laughing. Okay, I'll probably add some more shadow when we get these leaves colored and like this, but let's go ahead and work on the inside. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hunker down, stay safe. Like we wanna hear a good report when this is all over. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna do antler because it's definitely more of like a warmer green when we get to this. Let's see, that's suede. Let's see if we can find, let's see, brown fog. I think we used brown fog also. Yeah, we'll probably pull some brown fog. And then what was I grabbing? I was grabbing antler. Yeah, antler, which is Monarch 119. So that's poison, unless I don't have it out. Ah, antler, there it is. Okay, antler and probably a little bit of apple as well. Just a little bit. Thanks, Angela. Do blender pencils work well with pencils on top of marker? Do they make them look smudgy? I think they would work okay. I'm sure that I've used it because the way that it works, especially if it's alcohol marker, you're not changing the tooth of the texture of the paper, so it's still got all the texture. So you do your marker, then you add your pencil, then it's really going to be no different, I feel like, than putting it over regular paper. I suppose it depends on how much marker you use, but I think that it would work just fine. In fact, I think I've even done that with paint, where I've done like gouache and then with pencil and then with blender. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you'd be perfectly safe to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and grab antler, and we're just going to fill in the whole thing. It's pretty light color, but it's just sort of our beginning color. Okay. And again, it does not have to be exactly like the one up here, because like not all items are going to be identical, whether it's flowers, fruits, vegetables, any of them. I was like, man, why am I so hungry? And I realized because we're going an hour later than we usually are. And I don't know if we're going to do words or not. Let's see when we get done, because I am getting pretty hungry and I need to eat before I go get the kids. Okay, so now we're going to grab some apple. Is that too bright? I feel like it's... No, you know what? We're going to roll with it. And we're going to be putting like a brown over the top. So I'm just kind of doing the apple in these little individual sections. I know it's not much right now, but it will stand out more by the time we're done. Let's see. Oh, which set of pencils works best on Kirby books? Oh, gotcha. Does he have different printers? Like, does he have different papers, or is it like Johanna's where like his older ones have different paper than his more recent ones? Okay, just filling in with the apple. Yeah, I am really liking how this page is coming along. I'll probably add the white highlights later, because, you know, we did add some white highlights on this, and we'll end up doing the same for this one. All right, so let's go ahead and use brown fog now. Because we're using a little bit, because if you can see here, there we go. See, it's not like a perfect green. You have some darker colors. Let's see, do I have another? Like that's another slice. I know it's really dark for you guys, but like on the edge there, you get some different color. So that is why we're bringing in with the brown fog. pressing pretty hard right now. When you're dealing with such light colors, you want to try and deposit as much as you can. Okay, let's do a little bit. I don't think I got some apple in here, so we're going to add a little bit there. All right, let's actually get a little bit of our dungeon. Oh, about the comments. They really can. Nothing else works? Prismas, exactly. Well, and I love that there's so many colors with the Black Widows too. Okay. Not doing it all exactly the same. But definitely getting some in there. And then let's do a little bit of, let's see. Let's grab leaf green, okay? And we're gonna do a little bit of that on the edge. Because also if you look at a line, like it's not perfectly, it's got this extra green line on the outside of it. Ooh, yeah, I do love museums. So we're going to add some of that leaf green around the edge here. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just adding a little bit of darkness. Okay. And let's see. Let's add just a little bit. Actually, let's grab Dungeon. We're going to add just a little bit of texture to this inner part, okay? And then let's do a little bit of Dungeon here. Just get some shadow variation. And I'm actually kind of happy with that. I don't want to add too much darkness. We could add just a little bit with Dungeon on the edge. And then, like I said, I'm going to add the little white highlights as well. You know, I will say, on the streams that we've been doing for this, I feel like we've actually gotten quite a bit done. Like, we got a flower, a lime, and a blossom. Like, I'm pretty pleased with it. And then, yeah, we'll probably add, well, we've got this here. I kind of want to go in, let's not do Dungeon. Let's go in with, what do we have for our dark gray? Cobblestone? Yeah, let's do Cobblestone. I actually want to add a little bit of shadow where this like leaf blade overlaps. Yeah, I like that. It just really makes it pop. Not right up against it because it's lifted from it. So the shadow is going to be off of it just a bit. And it's just, I like this part when you can kind of see it coming together. Now, I've got quite a bit of darkness here. So truth be told, once we get these other lines, we'll probably up the shadows on this one as well. So it can all be equally done. Yeah, Kirby definitely bit by bit. But yeah, I really like how those blossoms came out. Like looking at this one now and compared to these ones, we're definitely going to need to make this one darker. But we'll be able to visualize how much darker we need to better when we get the stuff around it colored. So yeah, that's the plan. We will stream this on Friday. We're going to see how far we get, see how everybody's feeling about the page. And then, thanks, Britt. But I do kind of want to finish this one on stream. I like where it's going, and I like you guys being able to see kind of the process for it all. So, yeah, if anybody asks, spread the word. Talking to you, Shannon, because you're like our wonderful go-to for everything. So we will be live on Friday, and then I will be taking some time off to spend some time with my parents. And the plan now, thank you, the plan now is we will be back on the 18th. And maybe we'll do some sort of like birthday fun for that one. We'll make that the birthday stream. So, yeah. So I'm not going on vacation yet. I'll see you guys on Friday. But yeah, I'm going to head out. I'm going to go get some lunch because it is nearly 1 o'clock here. But I feel like we got a lot done today. So I'm pretty pleased with that. All right, everyone. I'll spread it. Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you on Friday. All right. freaking awesome. Bye.